The best undercover operations are the ones you never hear about until years later. From infiltrating organized crime families to exposing government corruption and even helping win wars, these covert missions changed the course of history. Today, we're counting down 10 undercover operations that had extraordinary consequences. Some ended criminal empires, others reshaped law enforcement forever. This is Rank Riot. Let's dive in. Number 10, Operation Donnie Brasco, 1976 to 1981. When the FBI wanted to penetrate the Mafia, they knew it would take more than informants. It would require someone to live the life. FBI Special Agent Joseph Pistone adopted the identity of jewel thief Donnie Brasco and spent nearly 6 years infiltrating New York's Bonanno crime family. During that time, he earned the trust of high-ranking mobsters, attended secret meetings, witnessed violent crimes, and gathered evidence that outsiders could never obtain. The investigation ultimately led to more than 100 convictions and caused major upheaval within the Mafia. Pistone's work also exposed the inner workings of organized crime, changing how law enforcement approached long-term undercover operations. His story later inspired the 1997 film Donnie Brasco, starring Johnny Depp and Al Pacino. Number 9. Operation Greylord, 1980 to 1983. Corruption had become so deeply rooted in Chicago's court system that federal authorities believed traditional investigations would never uncover the full extent of the problem. Instead, FBI agents went undercover as attorneys, businessmen, and court employees. They secretly recorded judges accepting bribes, lawyers fixing cases, and public officials manipulating the justice system. After 3 years, the investigation resulted in charges against more than 90 individuals, including judges, lawyers, police officers, and court personnel. Operation Greylord became one of the largest judicial corruption investigations in American history and restored public confidence in Chicago's courts. Number 8. Operation ABSCAM, 1978 to 1980. What started as an investigation into stolen artwork quickly evolved into one of the FBI's most controversial undercover operations. Agents invented a wealthy Arab sheikh looking to invest millions of dollars in the United States. Politicians and public officials were secretly offered large cash payments in exchange for political favors, immigration assistance, or business influence. Hidden cameras recorded members of Congress literally stuffing envelopes full of cash into their pockets. By the end of the operation, 1 U.S. Senator, 6 members of the House of Representatives, and numerous other officials had been convicted. ABSCAM remains one of the most famous public corruption investigations ever conducted. Number 7. Operation Pastorius, 1942. Shortly after the United States entered World War II, Nazi Germany launched a covert mission to sabotage American industry. 8 German agents secretly landed by submarine on beaches in New York and Florida carrying explosives, cash, and detailed plans to attack factories, railroads, and hydroelectric facilities. Fortunately, 2 of the saboteurs, George John Dash and Ernest Peter Berger, lost faith in the mission and surrendered to the FBI. They revealed the identities of the other agents before any attacks could be carried out. All 8 were captured within weeks. After a military tribunal, 6 were executed, making Operation Pastorius one of the earliest and most successful counterintelligence victories on American soil during the war. Number 6. Operation Casablanca, 1998. Drug cartels rely on one thing besides narcotics: money. Federal investigators posed as professional money launderers willing to help Mexican drug cartels secretly move millions of dollars through international banks. For years, undercover agents documented financial transactions involving over $100 million linked to narcotics trafficking. The operation resulted in dozens of arrests, criminal charges against several banks, and major reforms in international anti-money laundering laws. At the time, it was the largest undercover financial investigation ever conducted by the United States. We've reached the halfway point, but the biggest stories are still ahead. If you thought these operations were impressive, wait until you see what's in our top 5. These next missions didn't just make headlines. They changed governments, reshaped law enforcement, and even altered the course of history. If you're enjoying the countdown, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and lets YouTube know you're enjoying this kind of content. Now, let's continue the list. Number 5. Operation Broken Trust, 2009. Unlike many undercover investigations that target violent criminals, Operation Broken Trust focused on people wearing expensive suits. Following the 2008 financial crisis, federal agencies launched a nationwide effort to uncover investment fraud, Ponzi schemes, mortgage scams, and securities fraud. Undercover investigators posed as investors while secretly documenting fraudulent business practices. The operation led to more than 500 criminal defendants, billions of dollars in investor losses being uncovered, and one of the largest coordinated financial crime crackdowns in U.S. history. Number 4. Operation Trojan Shield, 2018 to 2021. Imagine buying an encrypted phone specifically designed for criminals, only to discover that every message was being read by law enforcement. The FBI secretly developed an encrypted messaging platform called ANOM and distributed it through criminal networks with the help of confidential informants. Organized crime groups around the world believed the phones were completely secure. Instead, investigators monitored millions of encrypted messages discussing murders, drug shipments, money laundering, and weapons trafficking. When authorities finally moved in, they arrested more than 800 suspects in over a dozen countries and seized tons of narcotics, firearms, and hundreds of millions of dollars. It became one of the largest undercover cyber operations ever conducted. Number 3. Operation Shrouded Horizon, 2015. The Internet has transformed undercover investigations. Using carefully developed online identities, investigators infiltrated international child exploitation networks operating across encrypted websites and hidden online communities. Agents spent years earning trust, identifying offenders, gathering evidence, and locating victims. The operation helped rescue numerous children and demonstrated that modern undercover work isn't always conducted in parking lots and restaurants. Sometimes it's performed entirely behind a keyboard. Number 2. Operation Mincemeat, 1943. One of the most brilliant deception operations in military history involved a dead body. British intelligence dressed a deceased man as a Royal Marine officer and placed fake invasion plans in a briefcase chained to his wrist. The body was deliberately allowed to wash ashore in Spain, where German intelligence was expected to discover the documents. The Germans believed the Allies planned to invade Greece rather than Sicily. As a result, Adolf Hitler redirected thousands of troops away from Sicily, helping the Allied invasion succeed with far less resistance. Historians widely credit Operation Mincemeat with shortening the war and saving thousands of Allied lives. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, if you've enjoyed the countdown, take a second to hit that like button, subscribe to Rank Riot, and drop a comment below telling us which entry surprised you the most, or what top 10 list you'd like to see next. Your support really helps the channel grow and keeps these videos coming. All right, let's reveal our number 1, Operation Fortitude, 1944. No undercover operation had a greater impact on World War II than Operation Fortitude. In preparation for D-Day, Allied intelligence launched an elaborate deception campaign convincing Nazi Germany that the invasion of Europe would occur at Pas-de-Calais rather than Normandy. Double agents fed false intelligence to Germany. Inflatable tanks, fake airplanes, dummy landing craft, and entire phantom armies were created. Even fake radio traffic convinced German intelligence that a massive force led by General George S. Patton was waiting to invade elsewhere. Hitler believed the deception and kept hundreds of thousands of troops away from Normandy long after the actual invasion had begun. Many military historians consider Operation Fortitude one of the greatest intelligence operations ever conducted, and it played a pivotal role in the success of D-Day and ultimately the Allied victory in Europe. Whether infiltrating organized crime families, exposing political corruption, dismantling international drug cartels, or helping win World War II, these undercover operations changed the course of history. They remind us that intelligence gathering often depends less on firepower than on patience, planning, and the ability to remain unseen. Which operations surprised you the most? Did we leave one off the list that deserved to be here? Let us know in the comments below, and your suggestions often inspire future videos. If you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to Rank Riot, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next top 10. We cover fascinating stories from history, true crime, investigations, technology, travel, and just about everything in between. And if you're interested in learning what it's really like to be a private investigator, or you're thinking about becoming one, be sure to check out my other YouTube channel, PI Vanguard. I've been a licensed Florida private investigator for more than 30 years, and on PI Vanguard, I share real-world investigative techniques, surveillance tips, career advice, and practical training based on decades of professional experience. Whether you're just starting out or looking to sharpen your skills, there's something there for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Rank Riot community, and I'll see you in the next countdown.